Hello, hello. Hi, guys. It's 10 o'clock, so it's the great time to start the last day of S4 Summit 2024, the spring edition. Just as usually, give me a few moments to start to launch all the live streamings. I think it should be good. And as always, I'm asking you to please let us know if you can see us and if you can hear us because we're going live. Of course, this session will be recorded. So if you're late to the meeting, you'll be able to see it in the full capacity during your free time. But right now we are starting our live. Okay, I just had to say some things to make sure that we are live, but I can see people joining us already. Hello, guys. Welcome. It's the last day of S4 Summit 2024, but we are not quitting on the S4 topics. We have a lot of inspiration, a lot of knowledge to gain today. So please buckle up, a cup of coffee, a cup of water, and let's do it. And as you can see on your screen right now, we are joined by Salesforce specialists, which we are very, very glad for because you will get the first-hand knowledge and also you will be able to ask your questions to those who are most capable of answering them. So as you can see on your screen, we have two amazing speakers with us. You can see Amir Khan, who is a client solution engineer at Salesforce and MuleSoft. He is an engineer working for Salesforce and MuleSoft. He joined the company in July 2021, focusing on MuleSoft's Anypoint platform, MuleSoft automation, and Salesforce Flow. We are very happy also to have Gonzalo with us today. He is a solutions engineer with a specialization in integration. Over the past 4 years at Salesforce, he has supported organizations in optimizing their operations through innovative integration strategies. As you can tell from the screen, AI and integration to accelerate business automation with MuleSoft, a very, very hot topic right now. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And just let me remind our viewers that after the presentation, we will host a Q&A session so you can leave your questions in the comments and we will be showing these comments to our speakers. Also, at the end of the presentation, we'll be letting you know about our live events, so please stay tuned. And now, off to you, Amir, Gonzalo, great to have you here.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As well said, we're going to start talking about AI and integration and how to use it to accelerate the business automation using specifically MuleSoft. For that, we're going to start looking into what has happened in the last few years. When we think in the last few decades, there have been a lot of technologies that have been disrupted for the business. We have seen the creation of software as a service, the explosion of customer data, and automation. We see how many customers are already there, but we are at a new inflection point with AI. Everybody believes that it's going to create new opportunities, it's going to create new markets, and it's definitely going to help to reduce costs and generate new revenues. But when we talk to IT leaders, all of them believe that Gen AI is going to represent a massive impact to their companies. Actually, 86% believe that. But when we ask if they're ready, only 2% of them say that they are ready for it. And this is something that we want to change as fast as possible so everybody can leverage Gen AI as fast as possible. But when we think Gen AI, it has no future without automation. Gen AI is just a fancy search engine if you don't combine it with automation, because you cannot trigger an event as part of the response, or you cannot trigger anything based on that response. We have companies that have trapped data in siloed systems, manual processes, disjointed tools, limited capacity for innovation in the IT systems. And that is hindering back the company to embrace AI and bring generative AI to the company in the different revenue streams. But we believe that every company is in a different stage on their automation journey. So it doesn't matter where you are. Salesforce and MuleSoft can help you move along that journey, whether it's at the very beginning when we are using bots to automate human processes that are repetitive, or already using APIs and events as part of it, or we are further down the line where AI has already been used, maybe in the analytics side, or we are already automating human and system integrations, all the way to the end, embracing generative AI as part of the whole company and all the processes throughout the company. So this is what we see as the journey, and MuleSoft and Salesforce can help wherever you find yourself at. MuleSoft has been a leader for many years in all the different areas. If you think of integration platform as a service, it's been 9 years in a row that we've been in the leader quadrant, 8 years in a row in the API lab management, 5 years in a row in low code application. We are still a visionary in the RPA part, but we're growing fast, and we see ourselves hopefully next year in the leader one. And we are also performing super strong in the digital process automation from Forrester. So we are definitely very well equipped to support companies in their automation process, in their automation journey towards embracing AI.
All right, so now I will take over. So we will be talking about now a little bit more on the solutioning part. As Gonzalo was already describing, we are at an inflection point for adopting AI. Automation is something which is required. Also, data need to be prepared in a way which makes it usable for consuming AI. So at Salesforce, we have gathered a unified automation approach, which includes different kind of capabilities. One of the most advanced and major capability is orchestration. Orchestration is a skill or a tool which allows you to automate and orchestrate long-running business processes, including automated tasks as well as human tasks. So you can orchestrate in a very similar way like a business process management engine, and use orchestration to design your activities within a process, and then the steps which should be performed as part of the activities. So orchestration is the overall umbrella for our automation solution. Then we have with Builder, Flow Builder, our low code solution to design and automate any kind of workflows within the Salesforce org, whether it's on a record creation, or you want to provide just a capability on screens using screen flows for capturing user inputs. That's where Flow Builder comes in to help you design these automations in an easy low-code environment. And all this happens within the Salesforce org. Now, if you want to go beyond the Salesforce org and integrate a SaaS application or legacy application, even process documents, then we have the other four capabilities in place to support you achieving that goal. So first of all, we have Composer. It's a no-code, low-code platform which allows you to simply create integrations with clicks and not code. It supports various out-of-the-box connectors for SaaS application to easily exchange data using flows and integrate it in the overall orchestration. If you need to access legacy applications as part of your automation journey, here we are providing RPA, robotic process automation. And for RPA, we have a really isolated, dedicated use case we suggest to automate with. And here we are really talking about applications which are not providing any kind of interfaces, legacy application, or if you have applications which are having APIs, but they are implemented in a very complex approach, then also RPA would be the solution to adopt and automate these applications. The next one would be then the IDP, intelligent document processing, and this is a challenge basically where Gartner and Forrester has been recently stated that 80% of organization data is unstructured, which means you get a lot of data in documents saved in different drives, network drives, or even SharePoint, and this data is just laying around without providing value to your organization. So what IDP does is IDP allows you to easily unlock this data and process it in your system of records, so it provides value to your organization. So it's super powerful. It's embedded with AI capabilities to really pinpoint on the accuracy of the recognition, independently, whatever field you are looking for. It can be anything. With AI, we make sure that it is providing higher accuracy. And if none of these capabilities can help you integrate a system which is maybe running on premise, we have the a powerful integration platform with Anypoint to really support you integrate anything which you need as part of your end-to-end process automation. So this is our portfolio, what we believe will help you transform to an automation company and achieve your hyper automation goal faster. So now let's dive into each of these capability. The very first one, as I already said, is the orchestration capability, which allows you to create orchestration flows within the Salesforce org. And it is really an embedded business process management engine to manage long-running processes, to make sure that you can implement validation and approval processes combined with automation to make the overall process streamlined and efficient. So here you use orchestration. Then we have Composer, of course, for any action which goes outside of Salesforce in a SaaS application you want to include. We have this no-code solution which allows you to create flows with clicks, not code, and allows you to integrate with many SaaS application by providing and leveraging out-of-the-box templates from other customer projects, and just help you to quickly connect to your SaaS apps. RPA, again, robotic process automation, low code task automation tool, really focusing on a dedicated use case to automate applications without any interface and still make it available as an API. So anything you automate with RPA, you can compose it in a reusable asset and access those automations via API. So it's really easy to accessible from an orchestration flow or even from the workflow flow builder to consume RPA as part of your automations. And finally, the latest addition of this product has been IDP in our automation portfolio, which allows you to unlock PDF documents, images, and capture those data out of these documents to further process it in your system of records. So now it is going to be very soon, I think end of April, we are going to, this feature will be generally available. So it's then publicly released and ready for consumption. So this was just a theoretical part. Of course, Gonzalo and myself wanted to show you these different capabilities in action, and therefore we have prepared a demo use case about a fictional organization, which is called Wongs. And as you can see, it's a chocolate producer, a retail organization serving B2B and B2C markets, and they are very popular. They have a very nice party mix, which many consumers enjoy. And as with any popular organization in high seasoning time like Christmas or Easter, they face delivery issues or delay in deliveries, or sometimes even if product is out of stock, they have problem to deliver these products, need order correction and so on. And Exactly, during those high season times, they have some problems in terms of customer service, as a lot of processes are still manual. So this is something which they are struggling with, but also decided to improve this process of customer service and want to automate it. So myself and Gonzalo will now switch into a role play where I will be playing the role of Jason. So this is me. I'm a first level customer support agent. I am very good at gathering information via email, or even if customers call us to report delivery issues or order corrections. I'm very good at capturing the data and really starting an investigation process, which where we use so everything we report cases in is in Service Cloud. But beside that, our external partners, delivery teams, and even drivers, um, they are involved using Jira. So whenever I see there is a case and we need to investigate it, I open additionally also a Jira issue where every involved persona can participate and help us solve the issue. And once I know I cannot support anymore, I hand the case over to the service manager, who then assigns this to the second level customer service to further proceed with the resolution. And I'm also, once the second level has found a resolution, I'm also responsible for sending out confirmation emails to customers to inform them that the case is being handled. So now I will hand over to to Bill, sorry.
Yeah, this is me. I'm Bill. The picture is from a few years ago. I'm a second level customer service agent, working once the case requires action in one of the backend systems, like, for example, delivery issues, orders, reprocessing an order, reprocessing a shipment, and requires manual work in one of our backend systems. Um, I am driven by basically performance, customer feedback, and also time to resolution. So yeah, this is basically my daily tasks, together with whenever the service agent, the service manager pass me a case from the first line. And yeah, now we're gonna show you a typical process that we work on. Um,
So this starts actually when the customer calls me, and often it's a phone call. So where I then collect all the information, open a service case in Service Cloud. Additionally, also if needed, start the investigation in Jira. So all parties are involved. And once we see, okay, I cannot assist anymore, investigation is completed, I am handing over this to our service manager, who then, based on urgency, assigns the best fit for this case, which in most of the cases is Bill. And then Bill takes over.
Yeah, when I receive the case, the first thing that I need to do is understand what's going on. I need to go into Service Cloud and read through the entire context of the case. And if there is anything created somewhere else, like for example in Jira, I would have to go to Jira and read through all the comments from the different parties involved, and well, understand the context in order to take action. Based on that information, I will take the action in the relevant systems. Imagine, for example, that there has been a mistake in the delivery of an order, and then I have to re-ship or re-trigger an order. That would imply that I would have to go to two separate systems: our ERP, NetSuite, for example, and our order management system, which is a homegrown system, uh, a bit archaic, based on and that is deployed in one of our once that's done, if I manage to do it without mistakes and so on, then I update the case information in Service Cloud for further actions from the first line to be taken.
Yeah, so then once Bill updated the information in Service Cloud, I take this information I formulate an email and then send this out to inform the customer. And as you can see, there are different tasks which are very time consuming, not efficient. And yeah, this is something where we as a company have decided to improve, and we have been engaging with Salesforce to improve this process in the last 2 to 3 weeks. We came up with a MVP, which we are going to show you now live very soon. And the new process is designed with the AI assisted automation. So it includes, of course, steps which need the human in the loop. So either myself or Bill need to perform these steps, but there are steps where we identified are of repetitive pattern, which could be automated. And that's what we have done. To combine now both in the streamlined process, what we used is the orchestration flow here. And orchestration flow is acting really as a business process management engine to orchestrate actions and validations from a human, and then further process dedicated automated task in backend system to really become more efficient and streamlined from the process point of view. And now if a case comes in or a customer calls me, I will open a case, and this already triggers orchestration flow, which then analyze the case after the investigation is completed. We are going to see that the orchestration flow also suggests to me to assign the next available agent for the second level procedures. And that's basically what I want to show you first. And then we go step by step through this process and see it also live in action. So the very first thing is the case what we have opened, it is already in procedure. So Rachel called me in the morning today from Global Provision. I opened this case for the transaction ID here, you can see. And we have some additional informations as well. Like, of course, it was by phone. So I registered this. It is a high priority because we have now delivery issues. They ordered a certain number of party mixes, and we did there was a delivery issue, and order correction for the missing items is required. So we have here a description. Once I opened the case and started the investigation in Jira, we can see here investigation is completed. But let me show you what happened in Jira. First of all, this case was cloned automatically in Jira. We see the description here. But what is important for us to is getting the feedback of all the involved parties, the logistic team, the delivery team, and also the driver. So we can see here is a conversation between the parties, and this is something where we understand, okay, it has been resolved. There was an issue by the driver who didn't pick up all the packages, so that's why the delivery caused this order correction, which is need to be processed now. And that's happened in Jira. We have completed the investigation, and I understand now I cannot further proceed with this case. I have to hand it over to someone more knowledgeable. And this orchestration flow is already based on the information on the case, has assigned a work guide to me to hand over this process to a second level engineer to further continue. And that's what I'm going to do now. I can hand over the case to Bill and go back to the presentation. So this is where I have just handed over to Bill, and now Bill is going to get notified.
Yeah. So if we look into my own, so once I receive the notification, what I will do is open the notification, understand that there is something that I have to do with this case, and then I will read through the case and generate an well, I will use AI for it to generate a summary of the case for me. Instead of having to go to all the systems, the AI will take all the information from both Jira and Service Cloud, and will create a crisp summary with a few recommended next steps for us for me to take action. Let's see how that looks like. When I go into my screen, I see that I got the notification, and there I have been assigned a new case. I see the same information that Jason created with all the fields. And I also want to bring your attention to the additional fields. If we look into we don't have there any of the NetSuite order yet, nor the legacy shipment. So eventually that will change, but I want to bring your attention to it for you to notice what is going on, because the status is in progress. But going back to the topic that we were covering, the AI summary, with just a click, I can leverage the AI capabilities from Einstein and request the summary. I also want to mention that this could be done automatically without having to click anything, but for the sake of the demo, we wanted to show you how it's created. Basically, what we asked to the AI is create that summary with a couple of next steps, and this is what we got back. A delivery with number requires order correction due to missing items, 50 pralines from the party mix, and the next best action will be initiate an order correction for the missing items, or reprocess the order. It sounds good. I'm gonna use it, and then once I save it, it will be in the case for further reference. As you can see in my work guide, it also prompts the next best actions. But now we have all the best information. If we go back to the presentation, in the next best actions, what happens? Well, it gives me the potential best actions. So here,
Sorry, my mistake. Yeah.
no, all good, my friend. What we're gonna see from now on is by just clicking the button in my work guide that has been populated from the best actions, it will trigger an orchestration flow that will take the relevant information into NetSuite using Composer, and also it will trigger the relevant information using Composer and RPA to our order management system that will reprocess the delivery and bring all the information back into the Service Cloud case. And once all that is done, it will generate automatically using AI an email to Rachel with all the relevant information. So let's see how that looks like just by selecting one of the available options. Let's reprocess the shipment of the 50 party mix. We can just confirm it, and by clicking that button in the background is doing both things, going into NetSuite and generating the order, and also once the order is reprocessed, going into the order management system. That, remember, is a homegrown system, not ready for APIs, nor integration, not easy integration. It's just a program that one of our employees created some years ago and is hosted in one of our servers. So in the background, this is what's happening. Amir is not touching anything. It's just the system working. Sorry, Jason is not touching anything, but the RPA bot is adding all the inputs that are coming from both NetSuite and Service Cloud. We are showing this also for you to see it. Evidently, as a worker, you don't need to be looking at the screen while it's happening. It is happening in the background. But we see how it is adding all the information for the address, the country, and so on, and processing the order. We're going to see in the next screen how it is processed, and once it's done, if we refresh in here, we receive a notification. I will receive a notification that all the backend systems have been updated, and when we go there, the email is in there. And if we go into the additional fields as well, we have now the NetSuite order, the legacy shipment order, and the status has also changed. So the Service Cloud record has been updated. The case has been updated with the relevant information from the backend systems, and a new email has been generated to send all this information perfectly structured to Rachel. In there, we informed her about the transaction, about the order number, about the shipment number, and the reference. So she has all the information to keep up with the order. So just by sending the email, Rachel gets the information and the case should be closed. If you look at it from the time perspective, we save so much time working with the different elements. But now for you to see that this was not just smoke and mirrors, let's look into what happened in NetSuite. Let's look into what happened through the flow. We copied the order, and in NetSuite, it was created today, and it's for the Salesforce Summit demo. And what we did is we reprocessed one party mix from Wongs that contains 50 inside. And yeah, so the description as well is passed, generated by AI with a description of the case. So we saw that. How did that happen? If we look into the system, let's look into first the orchestration part, and then into each one of the systems. You help us with that, Amir?
Yes, sure. So let's start with the orchestration part. So this is the actual orchestration flow, which was triggered once the case was created, and it assessed the case at a certain moment in time when it identified it is ready for handover. So orchestration flow consists of different components and steps. So one of the major components are stages. A stage is represented here with a combination of different steps. So it could be an activity within the process. In our case, a stage represents handover to second level, confirm backend updates, and then again updating the backend systems and additionally updating CRM. So there are different stages we have designed here, and each of these stages includes steps to be performed either manually or automated. And there are three types of steps which you can include within a stage. One is the very first one is the interactive step. This interactive step is whenever you want a user to act upon a workflow. So as we have seen, when we started the demo, I showed you the case, and there was the work guide, which was representing the guidance to hand over the case to the second level. And that was actually a screen flow within the orchestration flow stage as an interactive step. So guiding or asking the user to provide input and act upon it. So this is one step where you can involve the human. The second type of step is background step. So everything you want to automate in the background, like sending notifications, sending updates to the case itself, updating case fields or other objects fields in Salesforce org, or even making use of capabilities like AIs to be completely automated. Therefore, you use so-called background step. As you can see here, we have a interactive step, and directly after the interactive step, I'm using a background step to automate notification to the second level. So this is the second type of step which can be used, and it's really free in the combination how you would like to use it. We have a third type of step as well, and this is super powerful because the third type of steps involve now automation in the third party system. So any kind of external system you have, we have a MuleSoft step which you can leverage here, where we are, in our case, updating or creating sales order in NetSuite, but also creating shipping in the legacy environment by using different technologies. So for the update or creation of the order in NetSuite, we used a MuleSoft step, which is composing a composer flow to create that order as an API. And the second step where we created the legacy shipment, we used the technology RPA, but again, as a MuleSoft step to be leveraged and create the shipment in this legacy homegrown application. And the way you would use it is very simple. Within the Salesforce org, we have tightened the integration with MuleSoft. So you have in the setup an area called MuleSoft services, where you can see I'm already logged into my MuleSoft Anypoint platform, and I have imported a couple of reusable assets from Anypoint easily. And this can be done just by clicking on import, and it will show me all available services here in a list. So what are these services? These services has been published on the Anypoint platform internal marketplace. We call it Exchange. So Exchange is a central repository where you can publish and share any kind of asset you build with MuleSoft. It could be a simple API connecting to SAP, it could be Composer flow connecting to NetSuite or Jira, or it could be a RPA bot, which is automating legacy application and interfacing with applications which are not providing any kind of APIs. And you can see that our group has been publishing with different users, different teams have been working together to build this internal set of skills we want to provide to Salesforce. And once I'm connected here with my Anypoint platform, you can see I can simply select one of these services, click next, and add it to my Salesforce org. So what it does in the background is it creates all the Apex classes and the payload classes which are needed to input and interface with these MuleSoft assets. You don't have to do anything of this heavy lifting. It's all done by the Salesforce and MuleSoft integration. And once these classes are loaded and imported, you can easily use them as part of MuleSoft steps by just selecting the right imported asset and providing the details to further process it. So this is where this integration with MuleSoft is very powerful to link the Salesforce org to. But there was there was an additional feature which Bill used, and this was about the generation of the AI summary, where we fetch data from Jira. And here I will hand over to Bill to describe this process.
Yeah, thank you. What we see here is for this specific feature, we use Prompt Builder, which allow us to create templates to create the prompts that we will leverage against the generative AI from Salesforce. What you can see here is a list of all the templates that we have created, and there are different type of templates. Right now, what we can create is three different type of templates. One is a record summary. So basically, a summary of an entire record in Salesforce. Create a sales email. So draft an email with based on the information that we pass on the prompt. And the one that we used is the field generation. So in one specific field within a record, we can create information on it based on AI. The way Prompt Builder looks and is this one at the head of the page. We have the workspace where we are gonna start telling the AI how we want to behave. So basically, who is the AI is going to play a role, which is the support representative, task creating a short summary with the information that we're going to pass. We also tell the AI how we want to behave, basically treat equally an individual or persons from different socioeconomic. Basically, we are ensuring that there are no biases and it doesn't drift away from exact from what we are asking the AI to create. In the first part, that's what we do. And then if you see, there is a second paragraph where we actually ask the clear request, which is, well, follow the instructions that we want, of course, but is summarize in one sentence and the content that we're going to pass and propose. You can see in the end of the long sentence, guide the next steps as a maximum 2 bullet points. So in 2 bullet points, give us what are the potential next steps. And then in the third part, we pass the data. We're passing the data from 2 different systems, as you remember. One is the actual case. So for that, we don't need to do any fancy stuff. From the actual case, the description of the case is the first element that we're passing to the prompt. The second one, it's coming from a flow that, as you remember, it was information from Jira that we use Composer to get the information and pass it into the prompt. Once we do that, we can even test it here if we take any of the cases that we have worked on lately. As you can see, are many. It will take a second, and then we see the resolution. The first and second part are the same, but in the third one, we see the data that was actually passed to the system, and the result is very similar to to the one we requested. We can even modify the prompt and add, for example, 3 bullet points instead of 2. We save it because we need to save it, and we preview it. There we go. Now we have three bullet points instead of 2. So we can play around. I bet all of you have already tested ChatGPT or any other Gen AI. So in the end, we will work with it, refining our prompt to make sure that it fits the purpose. And it's also, I mean, always protecting the company. This is how we work with Prompt Builder. Now let's look into how did we get the data from Jira to work with Prompt Builder. For that, we use MuleSoft Composer, which is the low-code, is the no-code integration platform. And what we did is, I mean, based on a trigger, we invoke the flow and we get the information, the issue ID from Jira, which it was ED26, is the one that Amir showed us before. Once we have that information, we go into Jira and we request, based on that issue, the information, the different fields that we want from Jira. Keep in mind that we are going to use this for AI. So we are, during the integration, also take some actions to improve or to ground our prompt. We're going to create a variable that is called comments. And now we're going to go into each one of the comments in the Jira issue and extract the information purely of the comment, but not who sent it, because we don't want the person that created the comment to disturb the result of the summary. So we are adding all those comments into the variable until we have covered them all. And once it's over, we pass the information back to the system. The result of that variable is what we're sending to the prompt to work with the summary. That last flow, exactly. That what is selected is the result of the flow, right? Exactly. So what we have seen today is how very, very common scenario, resolving a case in a B2C, B2B company that contains orders, can be enhanced, can be improved, and the time to resolution can be shortened. The customer satisfaction can be also improved by combining the information that we have from the case with the information from Jira, using Composer, using RPA, reducing manual effort, reducing manual errors, using all the different systems involved: Composer, RPA, Flow, all the backend systems, and AI. This is something that has already been implemented, and we are seeing a clear improvement in companies. We have seen how the productivity has increased in many companies by more than 30%. We are getting faster time to market, faster time to value, also above 30%, and reduce maintenance effort. These are the elements that are driving us to put even more emphasis in the importance of combining all these systems, because the benefits that every company can get through it are massive. I think I talked too fast. We have reached the end of our part, but yeah, we're happy to hear any of your questions and cover them.
Okay, so I'm joining you for the Q&A session, and just let me check if we have any new questions right now. Guys, we still have around 15 minutes, so if you guys have any questions, if you want to add something from yourself, please do so right now so that we can show all the questions to our speakers. Okay, I guess this was the first one. Hello, as a cautious person, I have to ask, what are the potential side effects or risks associated with such integration that need to be considered? Thank you. Thanks.
I can take that one, Ami, if it's okay. I mean,
Sure.
the risks are the same regardless of the technology, right? You need to, whatever you're doing, you have to do it with a well-being of the company in mind. I think Gen AI is still in pajamas. We're gonna see it only evolving to the best. So both Gen AI and the integration with them is gonna get better and better. There will always be flows regardless. We have had flows without AI, and there will be flows with. But I think the benefits of it are gonna be much higher if you don't develop properly your prompt. The information that is going to be created in the email or in the summary could not be ideal, for example, in this specific example. That's why we don't recommend hot fixes in production, but play around with the tool, understand. I think prompt engineering is a skill that everybody's going to need in the next few years, and therefore enhancing your prompts, your skills in prompt generation, it's going to be very helpful also for this. So it's not just about the risk on the integration, but also the risk on poor prompting, is what I would say. I hope I answered the question.
Absolutely, and just one thing to add, what you get with Salesforce and what Gonzalo was mentioning with the prompting part especially, is that all data which you are sending out to the LLM is being sent through a trust layer, Einstein trust layer, which makes sure that the data, which is, for instance, your company data or personal identification data, this is being masked and is not really saved in the LLM, whatever LLM you are using. And once it is provided the response, we unmask the data and also make sure that we remove all the toxicity, which is part of the response, and then process it and provide it to the user.
Great. Okay. Another question is about the future. Can we expect new features or integration possibilities between these platforms in the future? If so, what might they be?
So platforms like Composer and Salesforce, or I mean, I think that very, very short answer is yes. For sure, we're going to keep improving any integration that we have, and every connectivity at all the levels, admin level, integration level. We are going to see a much better embedded capabilities from MuleSoft in Salesforce, from the flow side, from the orchestration side, from the RPA side. So I think that it is quite likely to happen, faster than slower, I would say, and I think it's going to be for the best, both for the users of Salesforce and also for their customers. Yes.
Okay, now the question from YouTube. Currently, how many prompts can be applied?
Like if there is a hard limit or on the number of prompts, I am not a.
I don't know. Maybe our viewer could specify that question. I can see they are here with us all the time, so maybe we could wait for a specific question, right? But we have another one from this viewer, so maybe I can show you the other one, and we'll just wait for specifics. Is there any separate connector configurations need to add first while introducing MuleSoft with Gen AI? I am talking about security hazard perspective. Also, another question is that, and then there's the next part, I believe same thing can be applied using Customer 360 or Data Cloud. Any thoughts on that?
I can take it.
Yeah, please, Gonzalo, take it, and then I will add.
Okay, based on what I understand from this, if there is a specific connector to connect with Gen AI, with I'm assuming any external Gen AI, and for that, yes, we're working on specific connectors from the MuleSoft side to connect with the APIs exposed by the Gen AI. And I think that is important because, well, it simplifies the connectivity, but also on the MuleSoft side, you can start working on the grounding and the limitations that you want to apply when sending information to a Gen AI, and also when receiving the response from any external Gen AI. Also, if the question is about the Einstein and the AI from Salesforce, if I'm not mistaken, it will also be exposed as an API, and therefore it can also be consumed from a third party in a different system. So I think I answered the question. Amir, I don't know if you have something to add.
Perfectly answered. So just the second part. Most probably you could achieve the same or similar capabilities with combining data cloud. But sometimes you have data which you don't want to add into a data cloud. You just want to query ad hoc. And for those kind of things, MuleSoft can not only get you that data, but as Gonzalo also previously explained, we are able to ground that data before processing it into the AI. So you get rid of all the user related information and make sure that you just pass the data which is relevant for getting the response from the AI and mask anything else. So these are some additional benefits next to data cloud which can be achieved with MuleSoft without ingesting the data into data cloud.
Great, thank you so much. And I can see that there are actually no new questions. Just let me check all of our outlets. Yeah, so I guess that's all the questions. Thank you so much for answering all the questions, but also for your great presentation. Thank you so much for joining us during S4 Summit 2024. Your support, your expertise is very important to us. So once again, thanks a lot. And we really hope to see you guys again during our next summit.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure and great organization, by the way. Well done.
Thank you so much. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.